Hello again, everyone. It's Vince Moore from TradingWinds.com, and this is our update for July 19th, 2020. Let's take a quick look at how the markets finished off last week. We had a bit of a mixed close on Friday. The Dow finished slightly lower, losing 62 points, while the S&P 500 managed to gain 9 points, remains outside of this wedge, but so far has not been able to follow through on that breakout. The Nasdaq gaining again slightly though, about 30 points on Friday, and the Russell gaining a little less than 6 points. The bond market was weak on Friday, as was crude oil. Crude oil has gone flat here, very silent for the last 2 weeks, while gold regaining almost 12 points on Friday, and the dollar finishing slightly lower. Now it's going to be an interesting week. This week, a number of earnings, a lot of big name earnings coming out. I've got some earnings plays for you coming up, but let's first take a quick look at the broader market with the different ETFs, starting with energy. You can see we did close back below the cloud on Friday, and that 20 has completed that move with slope. We also closed below the 50 line on the RSI. So XLE setting up short here on Friday. If it takes out Friday's low tomorrow, and that is the green light to go short there. XLK, double dip formation set up to the long side. So lots of setups this weekend when we look at the charts. XLU breaking through the cloud, looking to go higher. XLY consumer discretionaries almost back at the highs. The retail sector, same thing. And this is a nice looking cup and handle formation. And this should break out to new highs this week. XLC also getting close to those highs. Real estate sector continues to be weak, although modestly here. Just back into the cloud. Financials going silent and hanging out in the cloud, while healthcare breaks out to new all-time highs once again. Again, nice cup and handle type formation there. That should continue to move higher. XLP also breaking above a previous high here and closing there on Friday, while XLI taking out this high here and looking to move to that next recent high, which is around 75, while XLB Materials ETF getting very, very close to those all-time highs. Again, another nice cup and handle type formation. Now, coming up this week, obviously there's some big name earnings. We hear from Tesla, which is probably the most anticipated report. We hear from Twitter, American Express, and then some airlines, Southwest, American Airlines. That will be interesting to hear those numbers and watch the fallout from there. But a few plays as we head into earnings here. To the long side, PayPal. And the reason I call these earnings plays is earnings are about 2 weeks away, July 29th to be exact here. So about a week and a half or so, not quite 2 weeks. But, you know, nice setup here again. Nice trend, nice momentum. We have a close back above the 50 line on the RSI. So, you know, if this can gain some steam and get back to those highs here over the next week and a half, as implied volatility spikes as we get closer to the earnings date, we could see some nice gains on those options going into earnings. So remember, the way I like to play these is if it sets up, it has to set up. If it triggers, meaning get a trade above Friday's high here tomorrow, that'll be an official long, but the intent is to be out before the earnings, which are due July 29th. Another one, Qualcomm. Qualcomm, and I apologize again, this error. Wow, I've tried so many different things to get rid of this. I apologize, but have a look at the right side of the chart here. That's what matters. Qualcomm, again, double dip formation on the RSI. Nice orderly pullback into that upsloping 20, setting up. Earnings are also scheduled for July 29th. So as we get that implied volatility spike, if we get an appreciation in the option, that should bode very well for a nice gain on those calls. CXO. Now these next three, and actually I'll start with Wells Fargo. The next three are potential short setups here. Wells Fargo, as we know, earnings have already passed, right? So we don't have to worry about those, but set up short again on Friday. We have a double dip formation on the RSI, and as you know, an easy path to 22, which was the March lows, and probably much lower than that from there. Now, we also have to the short side CXO. And this one has earnings coming up August 6th, so a bit more time, an extra week there. But again, also a nice setup to the short side here, looking for a move to the March lows of 33. And last but not least, EOG here as well. EOG Resources setting up short, and they have earnings coming up. Sorry, my mistake. EOG is August 6th. CXO is also July 29th. Okay, so EOG is the one with the extra week to earnings. The other three are July 29th. So we have PayPal and actually, did I share synopsis? I think I skipped it. My mistake. SNPS here to the long side also. I was talking about Qualcomm. They also are set up, but here's another one I wanted to share with you on the long side, SNPS. So to clarify, PayPal, PYPL, Synopsys, SNPS, and Qualcomm, QCOM, all set it up to the long side. PayPal and Qualcomm release earnings July 29th, Synopsys August 19th. To the short side, we have CXO, EOG, and Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, WFC, has already, earnings have already gone by, so you have no worries there. CXO, July 29th, and EOG earnings on August 6th. Okay, now, as far as news coming up this week, Monday's a fairly light day. Tuesday, we get the Red Book report. Wednesday, we get MBA mortgage apps, house price index, existing home sales, and crude oil inventories. Thursday, we get the jobless claims number, and Friday, we get manufacturing PMI, new home sales, and the U.S. Baker Hughes rig count. Remember, earnings coming up this week: Tesla, Twitter, American Express, Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, just to name a few. Should be a lot of fun. Remember, we have another live market chat coming up tomorrow. That is Monday, July 20th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there, but that's about it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on our next update.